Alright, what's up, my peeps? I'm gonna check the market today and try to make a trade. I normally trade on my computer because, see, this is a stockbroker right now. I'm using stock trade, and right now I just barely have $45 in that account. Okay, but on the computer, for example, if I wanted to trade this stock, I can make an order and also see the chart at the same time. But on my phone, I can't. So I also have my computer up. But anyway, now the market on in California time opened at 6:30. And so now I should be able to scan for some stocks and see if there are any hot stocks that we can trade. So first thing, I go to Safari, I go to finfizz.com, and then I go to Screener, and right now I'm outside because I don't want to disturb the rest of the household. And it's pretty cold. So now next I go to performance. And I want to see the stocks that are up 10% or more. And now I want the volume sorted from highest to lowest. And I want to look at stocks that have, right now it's only been about 40 minutes, so I still want to look at stocks that have traded above 500,000 volume for right now. I normally want stocks over that have traded already over 1 million. So anyway, now here we could also see the market cap. And then we could see the price. Right now, I don't want to trade stocks below $1 because I don't like to risk more than 5% of my in position, and it's easy to quickly lose on over 5% when trading stocks under $1. And so now I will look at the market cap too, and I want the market cap to be around 30 million or under, because those tend to have low float, and the float refers to the public float or total shares available to be traded. And if the stock has big news and the supply or the shares available to be traded is very low, the law of supply and demand, there'll be a high demand but low limited supply. The stocks could spike bigger than a stock with, let's say, 50 million or 100 million float. Okay, so now here we see one stock around around $1, and this is also kind of delayed by 15 minutes, I think. FinFizz. This is because this is just a free scanner. Okay, so let me see now. This stock here, BBOX is the ticker. So now I will look, I use Think or Swim, and you could open up an account with TD Ameritrade. You do not have to fund the account, and you could use their software for free. So now I want to see BBOX, and I like to see this on the computer better. Let me look at the 1 day, 1 minute chart because there's more options. So here, this was pre-market, and now when the volume was low before 6:30, you could see in the blue, and now this is the high. And let's see the previous day, it was there. Okay, so it didn't really break pre-market high. I'm not sure if it did or maybe it briefly did, but now it's stuck around here in the $1, 105, 107. So now I'll go to Yahoo. And I'll look BBOX. I will type in that ticker, and now I scroll down to, I want to check the float to see, I want a float under 10 million, so under key statistics, I view more. I'll scroll all the way down, and let's see, the float is about 12 million. It is still pretty low, but since this stock right now, it's just struggling to get up higher. So let's see. Black Box Corporation. Okay, so the news that caused the spike, it looks like it's going to be acquired by another company. So I think if it was the other way around, if Black Box would be acquiring another company, it might have performed better. So anyway, this is the news. So let me go back to the chart, and now here I want to see the 1 day, the 6-month and day chart to see if today, just kind of take a look and see, does it have a history of spiking a big 1 day? Each candle here is 1 day. Does it have the ability to spike big in 1 day on heavy volume? Over here we see the volume, it went from from a low of 140 to a high of about 224, and the volume was 60 million, and now we are here this day, and the volume just doesn't seem to be that significant yet. And so right now I will see if there's another stock. I'll look at another stock. So I'll go back to FinFis here. So now next stock. So that stock, 1 billion market cap. That's too big. The price is too expensive. 1 billion market cap, too big of a market cap. around 30 million, and this stock has already traded over a million volume, and the price, I typically look for a price between $1 and $10. So now let's look. So BOXL. Let's see the chart. I'm pretty familiar with this stock, or BOXL. So this is the 6-month 1-day chart. And so on this day here, let me see, on this day here, on 11/6 in blue, you could see it, it had 50 million volume, and it spiked pretty big because the low was, it opened around about $2 and reached over $4, close to 5. So that was 100% move in one day. And so now we are on this day. The volume is already 2 million, so it could possibly, but it did double top here. So see, this day the high was about $4, and today on the 12th the high was about $4 too, and it went back down. So it did double top. But I'll see if it could go over $4. Then, the volume on this day was 4 million, and the volume today is already 2 million, so it could possibly go over $4. So I'll look to see if it could go over $4. Then the next area of resistance will be in the high fours. So if it could go over $4, and then the next resistance area is in the high fours, that's maybe just about a 10 to 20% profit range if it goes over the fours. So, and on this day it has 15 million. So if the stock has barely traded 4 million like this day, we see here it just could not reach that high on this day because this day it had 50 million. So for this stock, there's resistance right now at 4, and it double topped over the daily chart there. So I might not trade that stock right now until I see it over 4, and then even when it's over $4, it still has pretty high resistance. So on the 1 minute chart, and on the 1 minute chart, yeah, it did basically double top, we said. And let's see here. So this is it opened at 6:30, and then it started spiking here. And so I want to look at the volume, so the gray bars underneath, and the volume started to get pretty high, I would say, here when we see the volumes over 100,000. In that case, on that candle during 6:45, it was there. So now I would say would be the start of the high volume spike. And so if a stock doesn't hold 50% around 50% of its high volume spike. It's kind of looking like a weak move. Like, see, here was when it started spiking high on volume, and now it's basically back down to where it started on that high volume spike. And I showed you that it double topped about at 4. If we look back here on the daily chart. So I will not be trading this right now. And now since it's been some time has passed, I will just look at the 5% and then go back to the 10% to kind of refresh this scan and see if any new trades are available. So here it still looks like the same thing, BBOX. So market cap, that was too high. This is Boxel, BOXL, so we didn't want to trade that one right now. So this one has gained over 100% already. Market cap is kind of high, but I could take a look at RSLS to see why did it gain today over 100%. So RSLS, oops. Okay, RSLS, I'll look at Yahoo Finance. RSLS, we see it moved over 100%. Okay, so let's see if what was the news today. So here's the news today. So I think this is so let me first look at the float too and the sector. So the sector, healthcare, medical devices, was an industry kind of considered to be like a biotech stock. The float is 33 million. So let me see if it had considered to be a successful trial results or something. That would be good news for this kind of a stock. That's like a biotech stock. But anyway, the meeting, it looked like it went very well. Well, yeah, they announced this study here, this professor, so the early clinical study from Mexico is so yeah, I would look at this as a positive trial result news. But anyway, now it's already very overextended because it went up over 100% already. So I could go back to Thinkorswim now and let me look at the daily chart. So RSLS. Is this the 6-month 1 day? Why is there... so over here, the stock used to be like around 30 cents, so my guess would be on this day they must have done some kind of reverse stock split to change the price of the stock to make it over $1 to be able to be maintained to be traded on the listed stocks. Because if like a NASDAQ stock stays under $1 for so long, it'll turn into an OTC or over-the-counter stock. It won't be considered a listed stock anymore. So let me see if they did some kind of reverse split on 11/8. Yeah, here's the reverse split on this day. So, okay. So that's why then this chart is a little funky, because over here, when the stock was cheaper, it's traded much higher volume before. And on this day here, 50 million volume was traded, and the low was like 6 cents, and the high was all the way to 46 cents, so that is a huge move. So yeah, this stock, but it didn't hold its gains. As we see here, the high was 46, and then it closed toward 9 cents. And then the open was like around 7 cents. So just looking at this chart, when it does do some big move over 100%, doesn't look like it'll hold its gains. And so now if I go back to the 1 day, 1 minute chart. Now we see here, so when did it open here? So here the stock wasn't doing much, and then it started picking up momentum. So I would say the high volume spike was around, here, close to 330. That volume there was over 100K, and here it got over 300K, and now here on this red candle it got over 300K. So since here we don't have too many candles over 300K, and this is a big red, or that's a red candle there, that was 300K volume. That candle there might start acting like heavy resistance, and so it might struggle now to even reach back to 560 or over 561, the low of this candle here. So that kind of had some support right there, but it broke it, and so this stock right now, it's just overextended, and I don't see any real support right now, so I'm not going to trade it right now. Okay, so I'll go back here. I can take another peek at Voxel just to see if it broke over $4, and no, it's still under $1. On Yahoo Finance here we could see the price, and this price is pretty much in real time. So yeah. So right now it doesn't look like I'm going to make a trade today right now. And so this was the one that we were looking at that is too expensive. And then now these volumes seem too low now. So now I will go here and I'll go to thelion.com. Thelion.com, and I will go here to see is there any stocks here that we missed. We saw RSLS. This one's too expensive. We took a look at BBOX and then BOXL. And now I guess I could see this. What's this stock? OPX. I'll go here. And I would like to first just look at a daily chart just to quickly see if the volume. So what was that stock? I already forgot. So OPK. So yeah, it doesn't look like anything special today because I like to see, a big spike and high volume on the day for a penny stock. And here these days, they're averaging around, 3 million, 4 million volume. So it does have a kind of double topped here. So it does have pretty high volume. Resistance around 380. So yeah, and it's not worth it to trade for me. Just looking from the daily chart. So let's look next. That one's too expensive. Okay, let me look at this stock. CLBS. So CLBS. Was that the ticker? CLBS. 6 month, 1 day chart, and let's see. Yeah, the volume is pretty low for the day. It averages on here. Yeah, the volume is pretty low, and when the volume is so low, when it doesn't really get over 1 million volume for the day, and this is a daily chart, it's not worth to trade it because you can't take big position sizes, and a lot of traders won't be watching it, and we want a lot of traders to be watching it when it has big news. And if it's a low float, it could cause the stock to spike. So that's not worth trading. Too low volume, too cheap. This one, over $10. I'll just overlook it. And then, these ones, they're just too expensive. And this one, it's... So let's see here. TNAV. TNAV. On the daily chart, doesn't look like anything too special today. And the volume is pretty low, under 100 million on the day. Today it only traded 25k. The volume's too low, so I'll ignore that. And then I'll just take a look at this one here, because it's just barely getting close, just over 9%, but I like it to be over 10%. So NMM, let's take a look. NMM. It doesn't look like anything special here. And on this red day, the volume was over 1 million. Okay. And today the volume is 200k. Yeah, and it's kind of double topping. It's going to need more volume. But anyway, this day here, when the volume was kind of high, it just ended up being closing down. So it opened 140 and it closed around 130. And so it doesn't look like anything special here is going on in the chart. So that's it for now. So right now, and then these, so let's just look here on my list. But right now I am not going to trade. Yeah, these were some of the stocks that I was, so NVL, NPXS, and DCIX, those were stocks that I wanted to watch the other day, or for Monday, but they're not performing well. And then Boxel is here, and it double topped, we said, at $4, and right now I'm not going to trade this stock. And then let's just see if it had some news. I think this was, so let's see, it's to report third quarter results. Let me see when. So it's going to report their earning winners tomorrow. So I could check the stock tomorrow and see if the market responds positively to their third quarter financial results. So that's probably why today it started to gain a little bit. It made 20% jump. Okay, and I'll just take another look at the daily chart of BOXL. So 1 day, 1 minute, just to see if some sort of support is forming. So we kind of see here, there kind of seems to be some support, we could say around 150 and 345. But since this candle here was a big, was it that one? Oh, well, that candle there, the volume. Well, anyway, it did even do a double top right here. On this day. And then the high volume spike we said started here. And the low of that spike was 334. And so to be about halfway would be around here. So let me look at the daily chart again. So yeah, right now the volume is still like 2 million, so it could possibly later on be overtake this 4 million volume resistance around close to $4, but still I would like to see it above, so it double topped on the day, on these 2 days here, plus on the daily chart we saw the double top. So right now I'm not going to trade Voxel. And so we looked. So yeah, right now then I'm not going to do any trades now. So possibly around 9 o'clock my time or after 9, I might take another look to see if the stocks will be anything better to trade. But for now, you got to see how I scanned for stocks, and I gave my reasons why I'm not trading any stocks. So I will just take one more So BBOX, I just want to take another peek at that stock. This was the one that kind of gapped up. But it just can't, it's just hanging around that $1 area on the day. And here this day the volume was so yeah, I'll just see later just to see around 9 o'clock to see if we see any better stocks in play. Okay then, so that's it for right now. So I will not be making a trade now. Okay, goodbye.